Hey everybody, hope you're well. Crypto Craig here. It is about noon on Monday, something, whatever the date is, end of March. And I'm just excited because I'm finally home. I'm back in front of my fake brick wall, and that means we can get back to work. I've been traveling and it's been great. I got to meet so many people around the country that are just excited about cryptocurrency, excited about investing, excited about self-directed investing and taking their life to that next level and understanding that the day of sitting across from your financial advisor and trusting them with everything has probably changed. I believe it to be the year of the self-directed investor. And, that means that people are on Robinhood, people are on Coinbase, people are on different platforms trying to get exposure to new technologies and new spaces that otherwise was not really available, except for, to the elites in the past. And so something I'm super excited about, but we've been a few days since Bitcoin made a couple moves, and I want to just cover that to kind of set the tone of long-term investing. There's trading and then you have investing. And so I want to talk about investing in volatile assets, investing in long-term disruptive projects that you believe in, and really the best way to go about that, in my opinion. So I'm not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. I'm just a guy online talking about mythical currencies. There will always be risks involved in investing, and anyone who tells you otherwise is absolutely lying. But I'm hoping that this can help some people out. So I'm going to share my screen here, and let's take a look at the charts. So let's just dive in here to Bitcoin. So I had drawn this purple line a few days ago, just had so many different touches on it. And we said if we could close above this purple line on Bitcoin, let's just zoom in a little bit, with some strength, that would be a pretty good sign. And that's exactly what we did. And so we're kind of back in that territory of testing a previous all-time high. While we do have a little bit of dwindling volume, it really doesn't concern me because we just keep printing money. And so, we just approved another $3,000 stimulus package. $3 trillion, $3,000 stimulus, $3 trillion stimulus package. And guys, this money is going into these new markets. People are not happy with what's going on with the US dollar, and they want to find a way to get assets that appreciate in comparison to that dollar. So your gold, your silver, your real estate, your Bitcoin, your crypto, it's really where people want to be. And so I just wanted to go over a couple things because when you're first getting involved in the markets, A, it can be very emotional, and B, it can really be just, if you can't stomach the volatility, then you probably can't stomach, the reward of the gains. And so I think a lot of people have looked at volatility as a bad thing. Volatility simply means it goes up and down and it's wild. And some people are like, oh, that's too volatile. Well, what makes it too volatile? The dollar is actually very volatile right now. The stock market's very volatile right now. Volatility is a trader's best friend, but as an investor, it can kind of make you emotional. You can stomach some things. I've actually trained my brain to be happier when Bitcoin price goes down. Now, most of my net worth is in Bitcoin. Okay. I'm just telling you that right now. So, but I get excited, way more excited, like thrilled when the price goes down. Why is that? Is because I believe I know where it's going long term. I believe that we'll see $1 million Bitcoin in my life, no question. And so the lower it goes, the more that I can buy. So I had a little investment plan. I actually bought some right here, just around 50,000, 51,000. And then I had planned to buy more. The lower it went, lower it went. Well, I pulled those orders. They did not get hit. And I'm very happy that I got a little more exposure and that we're back flirting with some of these numbers that could be like an all-time high. And so with that said, that's what I want to talk about in today's lesson. Are you able to stomach the downturns? Are you able to stomach the volatility? Are you able to put yourself in a position to lose money, to make a bunch of money, in a space that you believe in? So let's just dive into that. So step one is, do you believe, or question one, do you believe in the asset that you're investing in? In my opinion, if you're in the crypto space and you don't understand what Bitcoin is, then you're probably not going to be as excited about it as I am. And I really think the best place to start is watch my buddy's video on banking on Bitcoin, where you can hear about Charlie Shrem and his story and what a pioneer this guy was, how he brought all these people together in the space to become what it is today. And so it's really cool to visually see how this thing works. What is a blockchain? What is Bitcoin and what are these other coins? So it's cool to see what is the group of people that are behind it. And once you start realizing that the group of people behind this are incredibly smart, it gives you a little bit more confidence in what you're doing. These people aren't just, trying to code an X cool project. They're trying to change the world, and they've already done it. Whether they know it or not, they knew it 7, 8 years ago, and they really are changing the world. And so when you're talking about life-changing technology, you can't get sucked in on the price all day. You have to look at developments. You have to look at where things are moving overall. Are we trending upwards? And so we totally are. And so that's where I want to just share a couple things with you. Did you freak out when things were pulling back? We pulled back to, so let's just take a measured move here. Get my price tool here. So we pulled back from, let's call it this region here at about 62 down to there. That's a 18% move down to, about $50,000. That's a lot of money, right? So 20% move, in a traditional market, that's considered a complete crash. Here in Bitcoin, that's nothing more than a healthy correction. And now we're forming a little bit of an angle here where, yeah, we shot over it, but it could be forming a bit of an ascending triangle where we have, higher low could come up and touch and then create another higher low and then boom, break out. Now, is that exactly what's going to happen? Nobody knows, but it's something to keep an eye on. And things look pretty strong, guys. To me, this is a very strong chart. Things are moving a little sideways as we consolidate, but that is so healthy. Think about it like, the longer it coils up and goes sideways, which in Bitcoin sideways can be up or down 20%, right? It's kind of like a kink in the hose that is building up until it has to explode. It could be up or down, but that's when you see your violent movements. That's when you see big movements going up or down. And some of the technology I use is, doesn't even worry about these moves here that are up or down 20%. It's buying these big breakouts on a larger scale that might happen while you're sleeping. And so I love having that technology work for me. But one is, again, do you believe in the asset that you're investing in? If the answer is yes, then great. We kind of move to the next step of let's put together an investment plan to acquire this asset. Now, so I would say with that, I need people to understand one thing. So Bitcoin has had its big boom and bust cycles. All of cryptocurrency does. It's had about 5 of them where we've had 90+% corrections, 80% corrections. Are you able to stomach an 80% correction? If the answer is no, that means you probably have more in the market than you're willing to lose, more than you can afford to lose. And so that is a key, indicator of, you're going to be stressed out. When I got started, I had way more money than I could afford to lose. When the price of crypto was up, I was actually the happiest person in the world. And when it was down, I was super stressed out. You couldn't even talk to me. I was like agitated. I was like, short with people. And it's just not even my personality, but that it really is what happened. That is no way to invest. So we need to find out what is that set amount of money for you? What is your risk capital? Because we're definitely in a speculative asset here. And pretty much everything's a speculative asset. Let's call it what it is. But do you have too much invested in the market? If you can't sleep at night, then that's a problem. That means you probably have too much. If you can't sleep, if you can't right now, if it dropped 90%, are you going to freak out? Is it going to change your life? And so if the answer is yes, you probably have too much in the market. But I want you to think of something really cool here. So Bitcoin, like I said, has had huge 5 boom or bust corrections that went up, down, but each time has gone higher and higher and higher and created, one of the largest currencies in the world and created some unbelievable buying opportunities for those that were able to capture on those moves. So think about this. I'm sure you guys have heard of Amazon, right? Probably, one of the biggest companies in the world. Well, think about this. Amazon, since its inception, has had 90+% corrections. So I'm actually going to pull up the chart and let's take a look at it. Amazon. We're going to go to a weekly chart. Actually, no, let's go to the monthly chart. So as you can see, pretty damn good looking chart, right? Let me go to the 3-month actually. Does it even let me go further than this? Hold on. Let me try a 3-month chart. There we go. All right, so look at this. So this is since 1998. Now look at this run. First of all, don't you wish you bought it at $1.32? Yeah, the answer is yes. So we went way, way up and it absolutely exploded. Now this is a log chart, so it's not even gonna look as crazy as it normally would. Every one of these candles represents 3 months. So we went all the way up. Let's take our price tool. And this is a really important lesson, guys. I want you to get this. So since it started, from peak to trough, and probably 3-4 years there, it's up 8,271%. Not a bad investment, right? But then look at what happened. It had a little blow off double top there on a 3 months. That's actually a great chart. Had a blow off double top and went down 95% roughly. Now, when Amazon crashed 95%, would you have freaked out? Would you have lost your mind? Did you take any profits? You probably should have. Maybe you should have sold some a little bit higher. Maybe you should have had an investment strategy in place. But if you believed in this over time, and now keep in mind, this is around the 2001, .com boom bust cycle, which we're going to have those in crypto as well. We're going to have those in every market. But when it crashed 95%, did you freak out, or did you pull a Warren Buffett, and when others are greedy, get fearful, and when others are fearful, get greedy? Well, you can definitely assume that people were fearful in this time right here. So this is a huge correction of 95%. I can't stress it enough. This created one of the biggest buying opportunities in the history of the world to get Amazon at $5.53 a share. Now, you don't have to catch the exact top. You don't have to catch the exact bottom. Believe it or not, there's 9 steps really to every move. And you just want to catch the meat of the move. You can miss the top, you can miss the bottom, but if you catch a majority of that move, you can make absolutely life-changing money. And so what made sense to do here? Was it just buy and hold and stomach it out because you believed in it? Yeah. Or if you were trading, did it make sense to take profit and buy back more? Yeah. Or did it make sense to, have a plan to long-term acquire an asset that you believed in and buy the dip? So let's just so first off, could you have stomached Amazon's 90+% correction? If you could, God bless you, you're probably very rich today. So you need to have this mentality going in as something that you believe in. Then it ran up again. Let's see what it did. So it went from there up to a nice 1,000% gain, a 10x move, right? In the next couple of years. And then it pulled back again. Now, this is a bit of a slower pullback, that it pulled back 60%. Could you stomach a 60% pullback in Amazon? We don't know. If you could, it created another buying opportunity. Now let's look at it again. Corrected 70%. Pulled back, corrected. And it's actually done unbelievably well. Don't worry about these indicators I have here with the 9s, but wow, what a great indicator. Let's speed this up a little bit and go back to the 1-month chart and see if we can see some more of these corrections. But look at this, guys. It's pullback, huge pullback, little correction, but on its way to the top has done unbelievably well. And now we're flirting around the top prices. It's over over $3,000 for one share of Amazon. I can't believe it hasn't split yet. We'll see how that works out. But this is the chart of Amazon since 1997. And so I just bring this up to show you guys that overall it's gone unbelievably up, and this will end up just being a blip on the radar. But what if you could have got it at $1.50? Where would your life be at today? And so we are dealing with volatile assets that are going to change the world, that are not immune to all the ways of investing. Like, Amazon's not so powerful that it doesn't care what the rest of the market does, or if it doesn't care about a global pandemic, doesn't care about monetary policy. And Bitcoin and crypto are the same way. They're not immune to all the ways of the world. They will follow some trends in the market, but guys, if you could have bought here, okay, first of all, you're the cat's meow. But what if you could have bought on this correction in a big way? What if you could have bought a little on this correction? What if you bought some for the long term on this correction and then scaled in here and here and here? I mean, you'd be absolutely to the moon, in the ways that you could have handled this investment. And so I bring that up just to tell you guys, if you look at these moves, if you can stomach these, and this doesn't even show all the way back, but look at some of these corrections. These are huge. Oh my God. But if you could stomach those, and if you could be a part of, this new investment technology that looks like it's going to follow some of the trends of Amazon, if not much bigger. I mean, it's already the greatest performing asset of all time. And so the reason I wanted to bring this to light is to just share with you guys, if you can have a mindset of, hey, A, I'm not going to invest more than I can afford to lose. B, if it drops 90+%, it's not going to change my life and I don't care. And if anything, I would have more money to start piling in to average down my costs. So let me just give you an example of that. I talked to a lot of people who were buying at 62,000. I bought a little bit at 62,000 because I buy every single week without thinking about it. But they were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, bro, it's going down to 50,000. What do I do? Well, if you have a strategy in place, and maybe you buy more. So let's say you buy at 60,000, just for simplicity. You buy some at 60,000. You buy the same amount at 50,000. Well, now your average cost is 55 and you're up. All right. So as it drops, I've turned my mindset onto the fact that A, I believe in my asset, And B, when it drops, I actually get excited. I get very excited. I hope Bitcoin goes to $8. I don't think that that's going to happen, but I know where it's going long term, in my opinion, and I would love to get more to acquire for that long term. And so that's just why I tell you guys, don't worry about the numbers on the chart. Don't worry about all the lines that I got going on. They're all just things that can help you, and they're tools that I use to kind of indicate some good buying regions. I mean, there's no secret here. You can see that this yellow line has mattered. That you can see that this green line on this bull run has mattered. Look, it's pulled back to the green line, pulled back to the green line, yellow line, yellow line. And so they're there for a reason. This isn't just like, some Harry Potter made up numbers that I throw on a chart. Like, I've been studying this asset for a very long time. And I love that, it gives me a framework. I'm not a fortune teller, but it gives me a framework of where I can enter and where I can exit positions on my goal to go ahead and to trade more. So I'm going to show you another stock. This is my company stock that is up today. Look at this chart, guys. So here was my strategy here. This is a company that I believed in. It's a Bitcoin mining company that also owns a marketing company that I run. And guys, it's up 86% today. But here was my strategy. So I got involved. I didn't even know that I could buy the stock. I was learning. So I kind of missed this run up. But I did start buying around 10 cents and I was up big. I was like, well, I'm the man, I'm up, double my money plus. Then it had a natural correction pullback. And so the reason I share this with you is because what was my strategy throughout here? This is let me pull up the 4-hour chart just so you can see this. Here was my strategy is I knew that we were in a bull trend, that this was going to go up. And so wow, look at this candle. This is insane. This is life-changing stuff. So what I did is I'm going to buy a little, just like Bitcoin, I'm going to buy a little bit multiple times a week without even thinking about what the price is at. But when it drops, I buy more. So when it get down to 9.5 cents, I bought more there. And then I still bought, pulled back again to that same level. I bought more, kept going, pulled way back to this red line. I bought more there. I was excited to do it, but it made a quick move. I had to capture it quick. So I had to have a strategy in place. Going. Now I was in this slight downtrend and then boom, we exploded today. So all the work that I've been doing from here through and buying and starting to acquire an asset, not caring whether it goes up or down, because I think I know where it's going for the long term. Boom, today is all the rewards today. So am I buying today? Absolutely not. I'll be honest. When it does go up that high, I switch I don't like to buy things that are up 86% a day, but I do love reaping the rewards and the benefits. So much like we had an explosion here and then a cool off, we'll probably have an explosion here and then a little bit of a cool off as we continue to grow, as we continue to set new highs on our way to the top. And so that company's called InvestView. It's one that I've been super excited about since I heard about it. As of right now, it kind of acts like a Bitcoin mining stock, which they've all done, pretty unbelievably well as the price of Bitcoin is going up. But it's cool. It just shows you there's another way to have exposure in the cryptocurrency market without necessarily buying cryptocurrency. You could buy land in Iceland where they mine it, and that's kind of an investment in cryptocurrency. So there's so many different ways to get involved. I just want you guys to, put together a plan, start learning the basics, understand that it is complicated right now. It is going to be a little bit harder, but if you can start learning these skills now to get involved in the market, I believe it will be the biggest wealth transfer in the history of the world. And so I would put up a sticker and I have it on my laptop on my screen back here. And it says one thing, it says emotion is a money killer. All right. So emotion is a money killer. So if you are too emotional, it's either because you have too much invested in the market, you're trying to get rich overnight, or you just can't stomach the movements and the volatility in these spaces. And so if you feel really emotional, it means you need to change your strategy. It means you probably have too much in the market. I actually believe that the best thing people could do is not even become some kind of day trader. The best thing you can do is go make as much money outside of this space as you can to have an investment plan to put in, because most day traders are going to lose money, not just in this, but every market. So go make as much money as you can outside of the market and have a plan to get involved in the market with a long-term strategy, understanding that there's going to be booms and busts, that you can capitalize on this to acquire as much crypto that you want as you possibly can. And so I think that that's going to serve you very, very well over time. It's going to be a wild, volatile ride. You'll hear that China's collapsing and all of a sudden all the miners are going to crap. And then you'll hear that JP Morgan is investing all their money in Bitcoin. You're going to hear wild stories along the way. And I'm the kind of guy that, I'm not a fundamental analysis guy. I for the most part, I do know what's going on in Bitcoin in the crypto world. I really know what's going on with macroeconomics and how it fits into the rest of the world. But I'm the kind of guy that I study charts. And so I know I can look at the chart and tell you the news. Other people can look at the news and think that they can tell you the chart. There's no right or wrong way. Like some of my buddies, they're complete fundamental analysts. They like to read the news and the reports and seeing what's going on around the world and stuff like. I read the charts and tell the news. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. But the numbers in these charts don't lie and things like that, look like unbelievably strong. But I also need a plan. What if I'm wrong? So if I'm wrong, I do have cash ready to buy more lower, which I'm prepared to do because I'm excited for the long-term growth of this ecosystem in this project. So I hope that that helps. I know that that is a ton of information, but hopefully you can get out of today that we're going to have boom and bust cycles, that we're going to have corrections and crashes and things all the way up to the top. But on the way, Bitcoin has been the greatest performing asset of all time. And in my opinion, it's just getting started. So I hope that that helps you guys. Smash the likes or share this if you found any use in it. We'll have a lot of good stuff coming in the future and some special guests and really just getting started here. So I appreciate you and I'll talk to you soon.